Hello everyone, welcome back to Lincoln Journal-Star's Four Downs. Luke Mullin coming at you from Memorial Stadium here on Wednesday. Just heard from offensive coordinator Mark Whipple and defensive coordinator Bill Busch ahead of the Purdue matchup. And a lot of talk obviously about the success at Rutgers, how it's going to transfer over. And to me, I think the biggest thing that both Busch and Whipple talked about is that there was no fear in the team at halftime. Trailing 13-0 to Rutgers on the road, this is a situation, typically in the past, I think we'd expect Nebraska teams to struggle there in the second half, maybe even fold a little bit. But Whipple said, even though it was a dismal first half performance, there was no kind of woe is me attitude in the locker room at halftime. Busch on the defensive side of the ball saying that obviously, 13 points allowed, not too bad, but they talked about creating turnovers in the second half. Team was very motivated there at halftime. Obviously, they got it done with a couple of interceptions there in the second half. So I think, that's kind of telling about this team's mentality. The fact that they were down 13 at halftime, no quitting them, still confident out there. Both coordinators pointed that out. So something to watch there at Purdue, again, if they trail at halftime. But obviously, that's going to be a challenge there. We heard from defensive coordinator Bill Busch about the different concepts that Purdue uses offensively, and he said they have it all. There's teams that run vertical routes, teams that do rub routes, mesh concepts, all sorts of things, that really kind of change the way that you game plan there as a defensive coordinator. Well, Busch said Purdue can do it all, and all that goes down to is their quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, a guy who's a veteran, experienced in the Big Ten, has done it to pretty much every team he's played, including Nebraska. So the whole playbook, the whole game plan, everything's open there for Purdue. So a lot to contend for that Nebraska defense to get ready, get those different packages installed in the next couple days. And of course, we'll be looking to cornerback for a little bit of health updates. Nebraska banged up there at cornerback there last week. We saw Malcolm Hartzog and Brandon Moore kind of play the second half there. Two guys that did not start the season. Heck, they didn't even start a week or two ago. So two guys thrown very much so into the limelight. And Busch, speaking today, said he's very comfortable with those two out there. If they need them to go the whole way, if Quentin Newsome is still banged up, he's comfortable with those two guys. Obviously, Hartzog came up with a huge play there, interception at the end. Brandon Moore as well, I think, played some very solid snaps. So look to see if those two guys will be out there at corner again this week. And the last thing is kind of the practice effort. This was something under head coach Scott Frost we heard about a lot. Was it a good practice, good week of practice, best week of practice yet? Well, we've heard a little bit less of that in the last few weeks. But Mark Whipple talking today about the effort the offense has shown in practice. He said last week before Rutgers, actually their worst week of practice all year. And he talked about it on Sunday. That's the day that now that the players come back, have team meetings. They have Monday off. It used to be the other way around, but Mickey Joseph made that change. So on Sunday when they had team meetings, Whipple, I think, he gave him a little piece of his mind, chewed him out a little bit, told him you can't prepare like that if you expect to go out there and win every week. And he said the response the last couple of days has been great. Last 2 days in particular, he said, have been some of their best practices yet. And, we'll see if that's just hyperbole as we've kind of heard in the past. But I think it's telling, that he was willing to say last week was bad. He brought the guys in, talked about it, and the response has been good. So again, we'll see if that leads to improvements there against Purdue. And this will probably be last four downs. We'll be out there, the whole Journal-Star team. We'll have the coverage there. That's a 6:30 kick on Saturday night there in West Lafayette. Nebraska takes on Purdue. Big game there in the Big Ten West. Hope you'll be along to join us and follow along to all the coverage. But thank you all for watching today's Four Downs. I've been Luke Mullin. Thanks for watching.